Well noted.
Indeed. So we welcome you. We're delighted to have you, especially as it will give us the opportunity to understand the work of your ministry. It sounds like crucially important when you look at humanitarian affairs and poverty reduction. In fact, that seems like two spheres of influence. Maybe we could take the humanitarian affairs. Does that concern disasters, or in a word, maybe you should just tell me what exactly it means to your ministry when we talk about humanitarian affairs?
Thank you so very much, Yomi, and for this opportunity to speak and interact with Nigerians.
Okay.
Let me in a country. People that are desperate for life. So it's like giving oxygen to somebody who is about to die and reviving him to give him life. But normally, if you give somebody oxygen, what alternative do you give him? What do you do with him to make him live beyond just the oxygen? That's the poverty reduction component.
Okay.
So humanitarian is like giving somebody oxygen who is about to die. Then the poverty reduction component is now moving that person beyond the oxygen you are providing, which is moving out of poverty. So there are two components of my ministry that are actively managed. Let me take the humanitarian.
Sure.
In every society, most sane societies, you have what we call the social protection for the vulnerable group. Who are these vulnerable group? There are people who are economically vulnerable. It means that in terms of economic ladder, they are far low there that they cannot actually live like any other person in the society. They cannot access education, they cannot access health, they cannot access basic necessities of life, they cannot even access food. And so we then discuss about the multidimensional poverty that affects this category of people. We define in our own terms in Nigeria here, in the ministry, we have 138 data sets that we use to define this multidimensional poverty, and we use to rank people in society and group the people who will meet the criteria. So that's anything we give people within that category, we call it conditional cash transfer or cash support, because a condition attached to it, you must meet the criteria of the poverty rate defined before you are assessed and given that money. That's number one. Number two, we have people who are affected by disasters, displaced communities. It could be natural disaster. It could be climate change. It could be also man-made, like the insurgency and the rest that we have.
Okay.
So people in this category also, who are affected, displaced, or they are affected by this insurgency, climate change, natural disasters, they are also in that category that we need to be supported. The support here comes in because some of them will lose their livelihood. Some of them will lose their homes. Some of them don't have their business again. Some of them cannot return back to life. Some of them need social, social, cohesion within the community and society. That's the peace component now. So in all these category of people that are vulnerable, we have others also that by nature makes it difficult for them to access support. For example, the people that live with disability, they are also considered to be vulnerable. Pregnant women within rural communities who are also poor, they are more vulnerable. And then we have also the elderly, the senior citizens.
Yes.
Some don't have somebody to support them, and there's no livelihood support for people who are, elderly in our society. So this category of people are considered to be vulnerable. So what do we do with these people, and how do we support them? This is where the issue, this is where it comes up now. As a ministry, my main job is coordination. Coordination with the states, with the local governments, with international donor partners, with INGOs, to ensure that we provide the needed support, and we coordinate this support in such a way that we respond to all problems that takes place in the society. Let me give an example. The president was in Benue last month concerning the yellow water crisis when the community was attacked. The attack left over, many people dead, many homes destroyed, many businesses destroyed, and many people displaced. The president, a week after he left, I was sent back to go to Benue State, conduct a need assessment of what happened in Yelwata, and also design a response plan for that community. Naturally, I cannot do it alone. So I brought the UN systems to be part of it. So a lot of UN programs, UNHCR, IOM, UNICEF, and several UN programs, UNFPA, all the rest, they were all part of the program that we worked together with them. We brought the INGOs. I brought the state SEMA, the State Emergency Management Agency. I brought also the Secretary General of the state. We brought all the relevant entities that we need to work with them to ensure that we give social protection for these people. They were all brought in. I brought international INGOs, the local NGOs. I brought also even the community leaders, traditional rulers. I spoke with the Totif. I spoke with Ochidoma. I met local traditional rulers in the community. I met community leaders. So we now work together to gather data. After that, we met and validated that data. Then we designed a response plan. International community on us came and met again and validated the response plan. The response plan has 3 components. Component 1 is the humanitarian response plan. That one covers like food support, non-food support, temporary shelter, temporary water supply, and protection for the women, vulnerable women group, providing health services, providing counseling services for them. All these are humanitarian response plan. They will also discuss about the peace building and social cohesion response plan. That one also goes into the mapping of the conflict, that conflict mapping and social cohesion of the community. So we designed, because discovered that the problem is beyond Benue State, because most people that were killed came from Nasarawa State. So the problem started in Nasarawa State and snowballed into the people moving and displaced into Yelwata. And then they were attacked and killed in Yelwata. So we need to also start mapping the crisis right from Nasarawa into Benue State. And also we designed that response plan for it. We designed also the early warning and early response plan for it also. We designed also healing forum and the social counseling of these people also. That forms that component. Then the third component, durable solution, and the infrastructural development of the community, like rebuilding the school, because the displaced community added to the number of people who are in the community. They added almost 810 young children that were within the school age that were displaced from the community into that community. It simply means that we need to expand the school. We need to expand health services. We need to expand so many social services that are in that community now. Then they've lost their livelihood because they're mostly farmers. And the farming season has already exited. So we have to plan for dry season farming for them, so that they can also farm and have and earn their living during the dry season farming. We also think of the economic component, because they burn the market, they burn shops, they burn people livelihood. So we discuss how we can provide social protection for these people in the cost of their businesses also. And then also to build their homes that were destroyed. All these are components that were designed to respond to the system. Good enough, because of coordinating, we called the international community. Like EU, for example, yesterday, they are donating 1.5 million euro, which is equivalent to 2.7 billion to that effect. Our total budget is 6.7 billion. Already we have 2.7 billion responded already, which means we are left with 4 billion left to be raised. We're waiting for the UN system. We're waiting for international community. We're waiting on the state government and also the federal government. Once we put this money in a basket, which we hope to do very fast and very quickly, and if not because this was meticulously designed and inclusively designed with all stakeholders participating and everybody agreeing, from traditional ruler, community leaders, international community, government and state government, federal government, they were all part of it, including local government. It makes it easier for implementation because it's owned by the community. It's a community-owned design program to respond to the challenges within the community. And we're hopeful because the international community said that if this works, we should make it a template for all challenges in Nigeria so that communities will own how they design their response plan. And that's what we're working on right now in several communities. I was in Sokoto on nutrition challenges. The same thing we did Already we have response from them, from community also. We have almost about €1 million response for that already. We have, I was in Borno State also, we did the same thing. So we're doing the same thing in several communities, but doing it as a community-owned program. And that's what we're doing for now within the ministry. In summary, that gives you about the humanitarian component. The issue of poverty reduction, we're working in creating jobs, opening spaces, working with private sector to ensure that we do job mapping, and after the job mapping, we also do the job allocation. Currently, we finished the nationwide training based on the critical job needs of the country that we did the job mapping last year. We picked agriculture as one of the top need because of the poverty, because of the food needs of the country. We picked also automobile because most of the mechanics that we our survey revealed, most mechanics don't have digital skill to do diagnostic this thing of cars. Now, it means that most mechanics that we're having may extinct with time, and we've not trained the critical manpower that will replace them. Also, the same thing in IT, and we did the same thing also in other sectors, like in the energy sector, we did renewable energy training component also. So these are things we're doing to ensure that we create a new economy for these people so they can also transit. We also provide loan scheme for people, under what we call the government enterprise empowerment program. So like all the beneficiaries of this program, they are intertwined. So that if you collect conditional cash transfer, we watch your investment pattern, you form cooperatives. If you grow, we migrate into a loan scheme. And you can collect the loan scheme to farm, you can collect the loan scheme to build your business, and it's a zero interest loan and also non-collateral loan. So it goes only with cooperatives. So these are some of the programs we're doing among many others to ensure that we move people out of poverty, and we also work on humanitarian response plan for the people.
Oh, thank you very much, Professor.